The Honorable Colum Imbert, Acting Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and Mrs. Imbert. His Worship Joel Martinez, Mayor of Port of Spain. Mrs. Bridget Anisette George, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and Mr. Newman George. Cabinet colleagues and members of Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Mrs. Nadine Stewart-Phillips, Secretary of Tourism, Culture and Transportation of the THA, and other THA secretaries and assemblymen who are here present. Dr. Douglas Slater, Assistant Secretary General of the CARICOM Secretariat, and Mrs. Slater. Dr. June Suma, Secretary General of the Association of the Caribbean States. Dr. Hilary Brown, Program Manager for Culture and Community Development of the CARICOM Secretariat. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, other Ministers of Culture who are present with us, including the Minister of Culture from Antigua and Barbuda, Mr. Darren Matthews. All CARIFESTA delegations from around the region, members of the Host Country Management Committee and the CARIFESTA Secretariat, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies, gentlemen, and children, good evening. The reviews are in, and I believe I speak for all of Trinidad and Tobago when I say that CARIFESTA 14 was a wonderful success. How does one bring closure to a festival such as CARIFESTA? All over social media, the cries have gone up. Could CARIFESTA last just a little bit longer? For the past 10 days, this festival impacted the way we value Caribbean identity and shifted our paradigms. We in Trinidad and Tobago felt so proud to host the region. Delegates, I ask you, how was your experience at CARIFESTA 14? I have the strong feeling that you enjoyed being here as much as we enjoyed hosting you. It is said that one of the most energetic events in the universe is a supernova, a powerful explosion in the cosmos when a star has reached the end of its life. I compare the energy emitted from CARIFESTA 14 to that of a cultural supernova, exploding in the hearts and minds of the Caribbean people. However, this star, in the words of Aaron Voice St. Louis, one of our CARIFESTA 14 brand ambassadors, is far from finished. CARIFESTA will continue to endure throughout the chapters of the Caribbean's history, intensifying an already luminous glow on the region's premier artistic expression. I wish to reflect on the many milestones achieved for CARIFESTA 14. We set out on a mission to take our Caribbean film, dance, music, theater, visual arts, symposia, literary arts, food, and fashion, and to meticulously devise an impactful master plan to present these offerings to the people of the region and diaspora with a world-class finish. In the area of film, the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival not only featured a wide cross-section of film from across the region, but facilitated meaningful and much-needed dialogue on the advancement of the industry in the region. I congratulate and express my thanks and gratitude to Dr. Bruce Paddington and his team, who made a sterling contribution to the film industry in TNT, as well as for CARIFESTA 14. The Bocas Lit Fest, CARIFESTA edition, was a resounding success with a feast of compelling writing, poetry, and rhapsody. Ably led by founder and festival director Marina Salandi Brown, the festival included an open call for writers from participant countries to read from their respective works and saw over 130 persons registering. The free workshops and panel discussions all taught willing participants how to rethink the way we write and interpret the writings of others. I thank all of you involved for devoting your time and expertise to nurturing the Caribbean's literary genius. The premier fashion event for CARIFESTA, as spearheaded by Fashion TT, featured the exceptional work of 30 regional designers. The fashion district of the Grand Market, led by Sandra Carr of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, also experienced tremendous success and was constantly abuzz with activity. Speaking of a constant buzz, the Caribbean Food Park at the Grand Market was so magnetic. I am convinced that this will offset more local and regional food festivals in the near future. I thank the delegations and our local persons for sharing your culinary offerings that left us Trinbagonians always people who value our gastronomic delights with unquenched palates. And what better to pair food with than superb entertainment? From the live at lunch concerts featuring local and regional talent, to the invigorating country night performances filled with musical and dance depictions of our collective history and contemporary social issues, to the Best Village Folk Theatre performances, to the larger-than-life pan and powder juggernaut that overtook the capital city, the children's variety show, youth village concerts, and of course, the Island Beats Super Concert, the talent radiating from CARIFESTA 14 replenished our souls in more than one way, since Trinbagonians are always suffering from Carnival to Banker. We have once again proudly demonstrated that when it comes to cultural artistry, this small region is a powerful force to be reckoned with. Our symposia, led by Dr. Susan Burke in conjunction with the University of the West Indies, titled Journey Round Myself, was an opportunity to ask those critical questions about who we are and where we are headed as a region. Through workshops, panel discussions, and masterclasses, we have elevated our cultural consciousness, and this heightened awareness about ourselves is critical to the holistic development of cultural policies and national action plans for culture and the arts in the region. I cannot exclude our visual arts exhibitions, our art gallery hub, and master workshops. The pieces on display from artists around the region, anchored by local masters such as Leroy Clark and Jackie Hinkson, represented an eclectic mix of the old and new Caribbean. I could not be more proud to call myself a citizen of the Caribbean, and I hope that you would all have developed a newfound appreciation for visual arts on the whole. I congratulate the CARIFESTA Secretariat of Tobago for presenting delegates with a unique cultural experience. From the Salaka Feast to the CARIFESTA Village, the Castara Tour and performances, Tobago's cultural offering has added a distinctive dimension to CARIFESTA 14, and even Trinidadians who were present would have benefited from a deeper understanding of the unique and rich culture of our sister isle. As the curtains are now drawing on this epic festival, I must convey my unfathomable gratitude to the host country management committee and the hard-working CARIFESTA Secretariat for bringing this vision of CARIFESTA 14 to life. To John Arnold, Arlene Holman, Jamie Thomas, Patricia Brown, Colin Lucas, Kayan Lane, Akosua Edwards, I say my profound thank you. You have all proven that the human spirit is an unconquerable warrior, and you worked rigorously over the past 2 years to secure success. I also convey gratitude to CARICOM, the Interim Festival Directorate, all regional stakeholders, as well as to the 2017 CARIFESTA host country, Barbados, for the invaluable guidance provided to Trinidad and Tobago. Your support was crucial to our success. I thank corporate Trinidad and Tobago for their unquestioning allegiance to culture and the arts. Thanks to our platinum sponsor, to First Citizens, the official bank for CARIFESTA 14, B-Mobile and Republic Bank for powering our successful youth village, One Caribbean Media, SCG Caribbean, Angostura, Caribbean Airlines, NLCB, Digicel, LIAT, the Trinidad Hilton and Conference Center, the TTMA, TTT for daily coverage of our events, Udicot, Hyatt, Blue Waters, Coca-Cola, Massey Stores, Movie Town, Proudly TNT, TGM, Anime Carib, Swim Call, Fashion TT, Film TT, the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, Tempo, Global Villages, Music TT, Nalis, the EMA, Film Company, and the list goes on. I think they deserve a serious and appreciative round of applause for their support for CARIFESTA 14. So, what is next after CARIFESTA? We must convert the learnings from the hosting of this mega festival into tangible actions. CARIFESTA, a developmental showcase for the regional arts, really has to benefit us in the long term. We can all agree that the potential for monetization of our rich culture and heritage is unparalleled. Culture is, after all, our greatest asset. It is bountiful, transcends divisive barriers of gender, social status, ideology, race, and politics, and will never be depleted. So to the delegates of CARIFESTA 14, may our region's culture continue to increasingly impact our respective GDPs and strengthen those familial bonds we share as a people. To the 2021 host country, Antigua and Barbuda, please know that Trinidad and Tobago stands ready to support you and offer any guidance necessary to ensure that the standard and reach and impact of CARIFESTA is elevated every 2 years. We are already looking forward to bringing our Trinbagonian delegation to your shores, and we know that the people of Antigua and Barbuda will extend the very finest hospitality to the region. We can hardly wait. For now, we bid CARIFESTA farewell, and I am certain that the invaluable insights gained, as well as the lessons learned, will go hand in hand to uplift Trinidad and Tobago's own cultural landscape. We were indeed honored to host you. I thank you all for your presence here tonight at this closing ceremony, and I invite you to enjoy the last sights and sounds of CARIFESTA 14 Trinidad and Tobago. Long live Caribbean culture.